G'day everyone and welcome to another round of the iRacing Australia and New Zealand Grand Am Championship, sponsored by Track Racer Sim Rigs, a functional work of art, the all-new Vets Online Superstore, and of course our regulars, Direct Clutch Services, Extreme Sim Gear, and Vet Supercars Fan Group. With that out of the way, I'm your host for the night, Corey Henger. Alongside me is Matthew Hill.
Okay, Corey, good to be here. Picturesque Miami Speedway for the road circuit. Got about 3.65 of America's best.
Yeah, Homestead Miami is one of the more favourable rovals, I guess you could call them. It's a track that's used a lot in the Grand Am series. A lot of people probably don't know much about it though. But it's one of my personal favourite tracks. It's got some high speed corners, some slow speed corners, and it's nice and wide too, which is going to be great for this multi-class racing.
That's right. Well, so 10 corners on this circuit. The first little sector you'll notice as you come off the main straight is you've got a very fast left-hander into a very technical sort of section, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then work your way through the middle and back onto the back straight, and you get the nice 9-10 corner, which is the oval circuit. Nice big banks, high speed to get back onto the main straight.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, coming out around past the oval down the front straight, you got to go so committed into turn 1 and 2 and absolutely break it on the limit, try not to run off on there on the grass, and then you come into all this, really tight, twisty, slower stuff, which can really throw a lot of people. But I think it's going to be a good challenge tonight for the drivers.
Yeah, that's right. And throw the fact in that there's going to be two different types of cars on circuit with two completely different performance characteristics. It's going to be some great watching, guys.
Look at the grid now. Nice entry list for tonight. 25 cars. I'll quickly run through the Daytona prototype class for you guys. Christopher Osborne back again with another pole position, continuing to show some very good form in that Riley. Steve Vainus in P2, about 3/10 off Osborne in that session. Rob Hartley also back again this week. We'll start from P3. Fabio Gonzalez will start from P4 from Christopher Green, also back this week. He had a good run last week with a good battle with Steve and Barron. John O'Barry returns also P6. Cameron Todd 7th. Liam Collins making a return to sim racing in P8. Kevin J. O'Brien will start P9. Chris E. Pence making a return. Haven't seen him around since the Zola round. He'll start from 10th. John King in P11. Shane Beaumont will start out of 12th. And Lyle Wright will round out the Riley class in P13.
That's right. As we move on to the McLarens, in pole position the McLarens, we've got Craig Hunter, very consistent driver from him. He's been here pretty much since the start. We're in second place, we've got Christian Norwood. In third place, we've got Reese Gardner. In fourth, we've got Jonathan Salami. We've got Corey Osborne, Nathan Grouden, Andrew Wren, Desmond Hallen, Michael Sullivan, Chris Forbes, David Arnold, and Wayne Burke all ran at 25.
Yeah, good grid here tonight. It's good to see some of these guys coming back week after week. And it's looks like we've got some going to have some good battles up and down the field in both classes tonight, with the likes of Osborne, Vainus, Hartley, Gonzalez, and Green in the Rileys. Then you got Hunter, Alwood, and Gardner and Sahani also in the McLarens, all pretty close there on the timing.
Well, that's right. I mean, you look at the top 6 guys in the DPs are separated by a second, which really isn't that much in these cars. Especially with a long back straight, high speed section there that they can really tuck in and create some benefit of that draft.
Yeah, you speak of it, the draft, coming out of the tight left-hander hairpin, these guys have got a big run down the back stretch, and then before they come into the turns, what we know is 3 and 4 on the oval course anyway, going to come through there flat out. They're going to get, draft's going to be a big factor here. You're going to be able to, we saw it at Daytona. You're really able to close up in the draft in the McLarens. It's quite, it does run quite well in the draft, but into turn 1, you've got to come in, it's a hard corner, you've got to turn left, and like I said earlier in the broadcast, brake so on the limit and try and pull it up without just dipping the right wheels in the grass there on the exit, because I know I've done it a few times whilst leading, and it doesn't end pretty.
That's right. Well, we were chatting to a couple of the guys from Dynamic Sim Sports this afternoon, and they were saying that turns 1, 2 and 3 are probably the most important on the circuit. They also said it was very familiar to the Daytona, the Daytona track.
Yeah, well, a lot of ovals have the same sort of characteristic into turn 1. I mean, you're coming off the high-speed bankings and the straights, sort of got to duck into the infield, so it does have its similarities. But the one thing that seems to be catching a few of the guys out when we're talking to them before the race is, if we get a quick look, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to, but there's actually like a bit of grass. It sort of comes out before the exit curbing at turn 1, and you know, when you're on the limit, you brake on that, it's going to send the car right around into a spin. So you have to watch out for that one tonight.
Waiting for the cars to grid up now, and I must say it is a strong looking field. A lot of cars there, which is great. Good representation from a lot of the Australian teams as well.
Now, you guys might also know, we'll be seeing rather on the screen, the timing has started, but the race itself won't actually start until the drivers go around on their out lap and take the green flag. So your timer on the screen will be about 2 or 3 minutes out, but we'll make sure we'll keep you updated on what the actual in-race timer is.
We go, the pace car moves off now. DP guys, get their boogie on.
Yeah, one thing you'll notice here also, if you're only new to the Grand Am series, the McLarens are a separate class. So you know, these guys, they're not all racing for the outright position, and you'll see that the likes of Craig Hunter and Christian Arwood will actually probably leave a gap to the Rileys just to just to try and avoid any sort of incidents that the Rileys might have at turn 1. They like to get a nice clean run through there, so they hang back normally about 5 to 10 seconds just to stay out of trouble.
Well, that's right. I mean, it's not often you get to see a race where there's going to be 2 winners. So we're quite fortunate tonight. There's going to be some battles from both the DPs and also the McLarens. Move through the infield section now.
Waiting now.
Watching the McLarens all sort of just start to make a bit of a gap there.
Yeah, we've got coming up to about halfway around the lap now, and as you can see, as Hilly said, the McLaren guys they're holding back now about 5 to 10 odd seconds. So, you know, if you're familiar with sports car racing, you know this is pretty common with the prototypes and the GT guys starting separately. It is just to avoid that little bit of mess and carnage that can occur.
I mean, the boys will be starting to get nervous now. I mean, there's only a couple of corners before that pace car will pull in. I don't know about you, Corey, but man, I really get the sweats about now. Really start to get a bit panicky. So hopefully these guys can keep their cool going through the first couple of corners.
Yeah, I know on the start, I tell you, I get a little bit nervous, especially on the standing starts. Not too good at those things. The rolling starts are okay because you sort of get the lap to just get everything together, and you're not dropping on the grid then going. Get a bit of time to warm your tyres up and sort of get a feel for the car, although you are going a little bit slower. One thing I'm looking forward to seeing is back when the McLaren first come out on Daytona, I had a bit of run in that thing, and I can tell you, through the oval section, it was impossible to pull away from anybody. So if that's anything to go by, the McLaren guys are going to have it tough tonight, trying to actually build a gap, because that draft, it's so easy just to catch right up. You can pull a gap in the infield, but they, back on the ovals, they just pull it straight back in on you. So I think it's going to provide some great racing tonight, much like we saw last night in the race reality with the big straight in the Legends cars. The draft providing a lot of passing down into turn 1, so I think it's going to be a good one.
That's right, very critical on these very fast flowing circuits. So pace car's just about to dive into the pits. There he goes. We get ready for the start. Waiting for the green flag. There we go. Off for racing now. We got Christopher Osborne's got a great start there into turn 1.
The Riley's now all through turn 1, nice and clean, taking it nice and easy. Everyone getting through turn 2 as well. As we look maybe back at the McLaren class. Looks like Christian Elwood's actually got the jump there on Craig Hunter. Taking a nice little lead. Salhani's also, and actually we've had an issue with Reece Gardner's dropped about 3 or 4 positions there on the start. Maybe being a little bit too conservative and caught out when the guys were going. But they've also managed to make it through turn 1 relatively okay. Kevin O'Brien, reports might have had a moment, or actually I think I saw him go past in the pit lane, so O'Brien started from the pit lane, I think.
Just trying to avoid any carnage that may have happened in that first couple of corners, so I think he might have been caught out by that one.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, you can try and go conservative and then nothing happens, like, oh damn, I gave away so much track position, and then you decide to take it to the grid, and then all of a sudden you're in the middle of a bit of carnage. It's Corey Osborne. Few dramas.
Across the line at the end of the first lap, we've got Christopher Osborne leading by 0.2 of a second over Robert Hartley. Oh, a bit of a mistake there for Rob into turn 2 there, so hopefully he can make up that time again. And in the McLarens, the top three after lap 1 would be Christian Arwood, Chris Hunter, and also Jonathan Polani.
Oh, Solani's come in very deep, came into turn 2 there. You've really got to break that thing on the absolute limit, then you come into these slower stuff. It's Craig Hunter, big moment there in front of Jonathan. Gathers himself together, gets going again.
Oh, you can see how hard Craig is pushing that car. He was a comfortable winner last week at Laguna Seca. And really trying to catch up to Christian Arwood.
Tell you what, looking up front in the Riley class, there's a great little battle developing now between Christopher Osborne and Steve Vainus. They've put a little bit of a gap over Rob Hartley now. Like Christopher got a better run onto the open with the draft. Steve straight back up on the bumper of the number 1. Sorry, the number 4 rather. Further back in the McLarens, Reece Gardner passes Nathan Groudon. Jumps back into P5 in class.
Yeah, Reece just making a couple of places back from his earlier mistake on lap 1. Oh, as we looking at the leaders now, we've got Christopher Osborne under a lot of pressure now from Steve Vainus. Just goes to show.
Oh
no!
Moment. Steve Vainus, tell you what, he was absolutely on the limit under brakes there. It almost collected Christopher Osborne. It was mighty close.
If Chris was watching in his mirror, I bet he would have hoped to God that he wasn't going to get any contact there. So got away with it, Steve, in the end there.
Hearing reports that Chris Pence might have had a moment down at turn 2. Maybe slapped the wall. Going again now, but back again behind the McLarens.
Yeah, unfortunately I didn't get a look at that one in my replay. Oh, Rob Hartley looks like he's catching up to Steve now.
Yeah, that little mistake there by Steve on that last lap would have cost him about a second odd. It's allowed Rob to get right up close behind now, which probably a good thing for Chris Osborne, who can now focus on just getting the laps down. Trying to pull a gap. Looks like, Steve again wide.
Steve, yeah, really pushing the limits on that braking, on the braking limit on that prototype.
Nice battle now. Actually, something's happened to Jonathan Salani here. He's further back behind Nathan Groudon there, so he's dropped out of about P3. And the McLaren's not sure what's happened to him. Can't see anything on the replay of. Actually, he's hearing reports he might have had a big spin down at turn 1.
Oh, that turn 2's packed full of cars at the moment.
Pence recovering, Lyle Ride rather, recovering now after a few dramas we were hearing from the start, and now actually we've had an issue with Reece Gardner also. Oh, Reece Gardner's in the fence big time. Gardner in the fence on the back straight. He's managed to bounce across the road and go to the other fence as well. They're not sure what's happened.
Oh, big accident from Reece. Going to the replay now, just see if I can pull it up on my screen, yeah.
Oh, he's just come out of the corner, and I don't know how he's managed to actually lose that. Put the foot down sideways, it goes, bounces hard on the left side of the fence, just misses the Rileys and bounces into the right side fence.
I think that may be race over for Reece. He'd be very disappointed after his early P3 position.
Reece going around again, so I'd say he's got big damage.
Yeah, not looking good, unfortunately. See if he can get it back to the pits and maybe get the crew working on that 100-mile-an-hour tape.
We've got Nathan Groudon having a moment down at turn 1.
Plenty of action here in the opening laps.
But Robert Hartley also closing up again on Steve Vainus now.
Oh, see if he can put a move on going into turn 1.
He's got a big run here with the drive. He's going to have to go around the long way though. That's great. He ducks back in.
Steve's awake with that. As we go on board now with Hartley.
Oh, Steve's going in deep.
Oh, just managed to pull that one up.
It's all helping Chris Osborne up front now. He's out to about 1.4 second margin.
Oh, he'd be loving to see the two cars battle in the mirror there. Let's see how close Rob can keep up to Steve in this little infield section. Steve sort of misses the apex. That'll definitely help Rob when it comes time to the big NASCAR turn 9 and 10.
Actually had a moment with John King going off the track at turn 2 again, so it's another Riley that's fallen victim to turn 2. He managed to get going. I don't think he's hit anything. The nice 360 in the dirt and kept going.
Rob just fell off the back there a little bit, I noticed on my screen there, coming out of the hairpin.
Now what we're hearing. Doing a good job out there at the moment, P1.
Yeah, leading by about 2.5 seconds over Craig Hunter. Desmond Hallen having a great drive for 3rd place.
Jonathan Salhani now coming through the pack. After his little moment down at turn 2, a big moment rather. But he's picked his way back up to P5 in class, so good job there by Jonathan.
Got Desmond Hallen in front of him.
Fortunately,
doesn't look like much of a gap there.
Fortunately, had our first retirement of the night. Reece Gardner, on both sides of the track, has decided to call quits.
We've got Chris E. Pence splitting the 2 McLaren drivers. It looks like we got Sam Collins. Liam Collins, sorry. Flashing a bit, maybe some bit of a technical
track there.
problem. Yeah, not the fast way around that corner, I think. Good to see Liam back after quite a long break in sim racing.
Yeah, I touched on it last night. He won the Radio Le Mans competition mid to late last year. Got the chance to go over to America, all expenses paid trip to do a 2-day driving course at Sonoma, also known as Infineon, in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo. So,
lucky bugger.
Yeah, the last time he's been behind the wheel of a sim car was over there in the testing before he jumped in the real thing, and he's finally found some time to come back to us here on iRacing. McLaren class, Christian Elwood is still pulling away from Hunter at the moment.
Oh, looks like we've got a great battle going on at the moment.
Oh,
between
Jonathan
Jonathan
turn 2. Well, Harney got the job done there. We get to replay that one.
Bump a little position from Jonathan there.
That was a
Did
brave
it the hard
move.
way, yeah.
Brave move there by Desmond to chuck it up the inside at turn 1, use the grass and just pull it up. Good job by the both of them to leave each other room. Now look at this up front. We've got Steve Vane who's now all over the back of Christopher Osborne. They've got a bit of lap traffic there. The number 18. That was Chris Forbes. And Vane says, look up the inside. They're close. Almost contact. That was so close. And just looking behind now. It's not that far behind Rob Hartley as well. Trying to get past the traffic. That's one of the things about multi-class racing. You can pull a gap of about 4 seconds, and then you lose it all so quickly as they now come up on the back of traffic.
You can see how much time Steve is trying to catch up and in that braking zones. If he gets much of a draft here coming onto the back straight. And Rob Hartley's right there as well to pick up any pieces.
Hearing about a drama with a 14, John O'Barry. Had a big moment actually. If we get a replay. Oh, he's just come out of the double right-hander and hit the number 24 car there.
Yeah, big damage on the back of that number 14.
Yeah, he'll be shadowed with that one. Destroyed the Marcus Ambrose replica livery there.
I was having a chat to Barry this afternoon, and he was very confident coming into this race. He found some speed in that DP, so he'll be bitterly disappointed. Watch now, Fabio Gonzalez and Cameron Todd.
Got Desmond Hallam back past Jonathan Salhani now. Not sure if that was with the draft or not.
Well, Christopher Green had a little bit of a mistake then and allowed Todd and Gonzalez to catch right up on him. So, good little battle for 4th, 5th, 6th here in the DPs. Heading onto the back straight now. I'm sure we'll see some fireworks at turn 1.
I was trying to see if I can get Reese Garner to come in the commentary box. Wayne Burke on a charge at the moment.
One thing I didn't actually see was Desmond Hallam got back around Jonathan Solani.
Oh, Solani
big move up
hit
the
him.
inside.
He's clipped him.
Oh,
Jonathan.
bit of a tough trick on Desmond, but got the job done in the end.
John just went up the inside, and Des tried to close the door, and I'll tell you what, that was actually a pretty big dive there by Salhani. Desmond won't be too happy with that one.
Yeah, Jonathan was ultra committed to that corner.
Yeah, credit for the commitment on that one, but he did kind of drive into the back tyre there.
Oh,
Hallam. Looks like Des has got the draft now, though. Got Riley traffic, though. He's got a bell. Look at this. Salhani's been pushed wide. Hallam has a look.
Oh, got the deep.
Center of the leader.
Contact.
Desmond's around. Can you believe it?
Desmond's in the wall.
Involved as well. Sorry, Hilly. Jonathan Salhani's run into about 4 cars in the last half a lap. Run out the DP leader, then hit Desmond Hallam, and now Steve Vainers looks like he's been involved as well. What is going on?
Sure Jonathan Salami would hate that lap. Would love that lap back.
The lap from hell for Salhani there. He's been playing bumper cars. It's like Steve Vainers now will take the lead of the Riley class though. And you've got Rob Hartley down behind Salhani, almost right at the back of him. Geez, that was close.
Oh, it's hard to keep a tabs on what's going on.
Trying to see, Hallam now has dropped about 4 positions thanks to the contact. He's about to lose another one to Corey Osborne.
Yeah, he's got a fair bit of damage there.
Trying to find where our leader's gone. Christopher Osborne. He's in the pit lane, so the race is over. He's in the pit lane and will go a lap down. Can you believe it? Our race leader getting involved with the McLaren drivers.
He will be utterly disappointed. Steve Vainers inherits the lead and Rob Hartley right on his case. Absolutely pigging right 0.5 of a second behind.
Also, just being joined by Reese Gardner in the commentary box. Reese, tough night, mate. We saw you hit that fence pretty hard there.
Yeah, that was because of damage resulting from a hit with one of the DPs at the back of the field. I didn't see him pull off. He must have had an accident as the McLaren field came round. He was on the exit line at the last hairpin before the oval section, and yeah, I basically collected him because I couldn't see him till it was too late. So not too happy with that.
It doesn't sound like you had a great little start, but looking forward to Interlagos.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I enjoy Interlagos very much, but I had a good chance at this round, and unfortunately it was blown. I mean, happened quite a lot for me.
Yeah, I mean, you were showing some incredible pace in qualifying in 3rd place.
It was a really good lap. I was actually really surprised with how well I did, and I was just starting to actually enjoy the track, but I don't know. Lady Luck had other plans for me, as usual.
Unfortunately, that's just racing, eh?
Yeah, that's racing.
Tough night there, Reese, mate. You're looking good in qualifying. Hopefully, come back next week and show that form, and hopefully maybe even grab a pole. And just got Des Hallam now trying to recover. Sorry, Reese.
That's all right. Optimistic. Anyway, enjoy the race, guys.
Thanks, mate. We'll see you back next week. Desmond Hallam rounds up Corey Osborne there. Trying to make his way back to the pack after being turned around down at turn 1. Actually twice in about half a lap, so...
Hartley right on the case of Vanos. Hopefully gets that draft. Sucks back up in turn 1.
Yeah, just looking. It's unfortunate looking for Christopher Osborne now. He has one lap down, as I mentioned. And look at this now. We've got Steve Vainus. He's going to be stuck behind Craig Hunter there.
Very deep. Very deep.
Going to be careful here, give him some room. Everyone's being nice, but it's allowed Rob Hartley to join right up on that queue now. Oh, Vainus sideways and he's half spun it.
Oh,
Nice save there by Steve.
just missed contact from Rob. That's very, very close.
Rob jumps out of it there. Oh, I'll tell you what, Steve's struggling to get past Craig Hunter there.
Well, you got to remember that also. I mean, Craig's in his own race. He's battling second in class with Christian Elwood, and it's only a couple of seconds down the road. So, I mean, Craig doesn't want to lose any time, unfortunately, but moves out of the way for the hairpin and lets the two DP drivers go through. Yeah, one of the benefits of multi-car racing.
And apparently hearing Liam Collins actually got a car around, not sure who that is, David Arnold, around on the back straight there. Looks like he's probably seen anything.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to be struggling with this circuit a little bit. There seems to be a fair few spins tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't driven here since, well, for a while now, so I'm not sure what the grip levels are like, but I used to remember in the Riley to really be able to attack this circuit, so and maybe as the time model's improved on iRacing, it's changed quite a fair bit. New drivers at the moment, this race having a few internet dramas. Joys of sim racing, as Christian Elwood now gets out of the way of the leading Rileys. He's got the margin to do so. To a 3-second gap now from Elwood to Hunter, so I think that a little bit of battling Hunter was doing with the leading DPs there might have hurt him.
Yeah, I think it cost him almost a second and a half there.
Third place in the Riley class going on right now with Christopher Green and Cameron Todd. Fabio Gonzalez right behind him. Battle up front though is another cracker. Steve Vainus looking very sideways there.
Steve will be doing very well to drive on that limit for 50 minutes. That will require immense concentration. Watching this battle for third and in class in the DPs. Cameron Todd is all over the back of Christian Green.
Yeah, he's trying to have a look around, just can't quite get it done there.
Yeah, Christian looks like he's trying the Steve Vainus method of driving the DP, really pushing it hard on the turns and trying to get a good drive off.
Back in the McLarens, Wayne Burke, Andrew Wren having a good little battle at the moment. Battling for 5th and 6th in class, I believe, and also the battle just behind them. Desmond Hallam and Corey Osborne. That battle continues.
Yeah, just watching back into the leaders now in the DPs. Rob Hartley really pushing the gearbox of Steve Vainus. Good battling to watch. They've been driving very clean the last few laps.
Just an update on the time for you guys. Last time by the lead across the line, we were 20 minutes into this race, so half an hour to go. Right on board with Steve Vainus.
Yeah, looking back at Hartley, isn't that a cracker of a view? Really see Rob Hartley pull up close.
Rob's going to try and get a good run out of this hairpin here and now try and get in the draft with Steve. I don't think he's close enough this time by to make a move down at turn 1.
But did get an excellent drive. He's really got that Power Bond DP car hooked up. Yeah, look at that draft, just reeling him in now.
He's not close enough down in turn 1 though. Steve goes in. Tell you what, Steve's
Oh,
going in. Barry
dang.
actually went off the track.
On the grass.
Oh, Rob has a look up the inside. Steve leaves him room. They're close. They're close. Side by side. Oh,
Oh, good battling.
plenty of room given there. That one got pretty close though as well. Steve Ainus prevails in that one. Continues to
Yeah.
hold the lead.
Good to see the respect there from both the drivers. There's still a long way to go in this race, boys.
Back in the McLarens, Corey Osborne, Desmond Hallam now also trading places. Oh, I'll tell you what, they think these boys are at Daytona the way they're bump drafting at the moment down the straight. Look at this, giving into him. Bump drafting down the straight here at Homestead, maybe trying to unsettle Osborne into the braking into turn 1 and 2. That was absolutely crazy stuff.
I tell you what, if we can go back to the leaders of the DPs, there's going to be a move on very shortly. Rob Hartley going around the long way.
Yeah, Hartley's got a good run here. He comes off the final corner. He's on the outside though, but he has got the speed. If he can try and just clear Steve, then cut down low. He's going to get it done actually around the outside here. Oh, no, he doesn't. He backs out of it.
Steve.
Steve's gone deep. Oh, Robbie, he almost had that one around the outside there. Great driving by these two at the moment. Oh, Steve sideways again.
He is absolutely on the limit of adhesion there. Really pushing the tyres hard. We'll just watch him through the midsection here. Oh, Steve a bit loose. On the grass again. Rob takes the lead.
Oh, yeah, I missed that one. But as you said, Rob Hartley takes the lead finally. Had a few attempts there at Steve. Looks like Steve's going to try and get a good run out of here though. And respond as they're coming down through the oval section of the track now. They've got a McLaren up ahead. Michael Sullivan.
I've got to say from experience, guys, this is definitely close enough to make turn 1 very interesting.
Like Sullivan's going to pull off down into the pit lane, so they're going to be clear. If Steve can pull alongside, he's going to be clear, have a clear run down to turn 1 now.
We'll see if Rob Hartley repays the favour and hugs that inside line, and he does.
Rob running the white line there, creeps up as they get into the turn. He's on the brakes and Steve!
Oh,
Big
Steve.
moment.
Oh, how he kept that, I don't know.
I think Steve was caught out there a little bit how early Rob broke. I'll tell you what, I don't know how Steve managed to pull it up there out in the grass. Great driving by these two at the moment.
Rob wants to attack these corners hard to try and break that toe going on out of the hairpin onto the back straight.
Yeah, he's going to try and get as big of a gap as possible so that he can come onto the straight with a nice little margin that Steve won't be a threat down into turn 1. Christian Norwood at the moment, back in the McLaren, sort of extending his lead still. Doing a good job at the moment. Last time by, he ran a 15.4 and Craig Hunter though 15.0, so not sure if traffic has played a part in that. And actually, Elwood's gone wide.
Yeah, he's on the grass.
Elwood's had a big mistake. And look at this, Craig Hunter now, he's going to come at him. Not going to, actually might not be close enough, but it looks like Christian got a problem.
I'm just having a look at his car now. There doesn't seem to be any damage, so maybe just a mental sort of lapse there. Oh,
Yeah,
gets a good drive out of that last hairpin going onto the back straight.
Does get a good drive. Might stop Hunter here getting the draft. On board. Down lower, Craig Hunter here. Don't think he's not going to be close enough this time by. But he definitely has found some time on this last lap.
I tell you what, how is the sensation of speed on the front of this car?
Yeah, he's going to reach about 270 odd before he goes into turn 1. That last time by, Christian Norwood at 16.6 and Craig Hunter at 14.7.
Very technical sort of part of the circuit there, turns 2, 3, 4, 5. And very important to get your line correct.
Go back to the front now in the Riley class.
Oh, Riley nearly coming in contact with Chris Forbes.
This is helping
the
Steve
McLaren.
out too. Steve's got a good run here, not going to be close enough again. You can see Rob trying to get the draft of John King just up ahead. Oh, King hits the brakes!
Brakes in the middle of the
Oh,
circuit.
John, that could have got very big, very fast.
Oh, Rob's eyes would have turned into dinner plates there.
Right, now look at this, it's brought Steve right up the back now of Hartley. He's trying to get a straighter exit here, look at him.
Yeah, Rob having
he's got the
taken
power
the
down, he's got the
alternate
run.
line.
So what, he's got a bit, sideways there though. He did get a straighter exit there and had the more speed on the exit, so you can look around the outside though. You do a hit. Half race distance now. Steve's a lot closer this time by, so if he can get a good run on the next straight, might be in with a shot down to the turn one. He's going to pull up around the outside and have a look. Can't quite get it done there.
Although Rob had to go alternate line there. Thanks, Jay, for that saying. Got to say a big hello to Jay Kennedy.
He ran a bit wide. He had a bit of a slower exit rather. And Steve's going to be right up under his gearbox now. They're going to have a clear run into turn one, so look at Steve now. Look at him range up now on the back of Rob Hartley.
He's going to have to go the long way.
He pulled out a bit too early there, I think, though. And there you go. Rob hugs the inside white line. Starts to move up. Steve's trying to hold him and creep him down there. Look at that. Steve around the outside. He's gone way too wide. Steve out on the grass.
Pulls in for turn two.
The number 3 car there. Big move around the outside, out on the grass. And I actually think he's cut the circuit.
Yeah.
On the rejoin, he's got to slow down.
Still slowed down. Oh, no.
Just as he was starting to bring the gap in. Big moment there, and he's just lost about 2 or 3 seconds, I think. Rob Hartley now.
Well, that's one thing that you notice. Well, you don't really pick up on the time, but the amount of extra speed that you gain in a draft is very. It can almost be 15 kilometres at some stages. So you really have to adjust your braking markers going into, especially turn 1, turn 2, where it's such a tricky little section.
Yeah, and what's also, I said it earlier in the race, I think Steve Baynus was braking a lot deeper than Hartley in the turn 1, so maybe the extra speed, the braking deeper just threw him up a little bit. But he's lost a lot of time now to Rob Hartley.
Yeah,
the official reading as they come across the line. Rob Hartley, that lap was a 10.9. Steve is 3.8 seconds back, so he's lost a lot of time now.
Yeah, nearly 4 seconds.
One thing going in his favour is up ahead. We've got Corey Osborne and Andrew Wren and Liam Collins up there. But Rob Hartley's coming up too quickly.
Rob pushing hard now, trying to make the best of that mistake from Steve Vanos.
And Steve now getting held up a little bit by Rob's teammate actually there. Oh, there's Helen, big moment. Steve Vanos has to take evasive action. Managed to stay out of the back of the McLaren, but tell you what, that was mighty close. Des Hallam comes sideways off the corner. Vanu slams the brakes and just misses him. Great driving there to avoid that one.
Yeah, I don't know how he got away with that one. It could have ended in tragedy.
Chris Green currently running in P3. We've actually lost him now, yes. What's happened here? We're looking for Chris Green. I can't trying to find him on my time monitor, folks.
Like he's looped it, yeah.
Yeah, looped it at the hairpin coming out of the oval there. Given up a few spots to Fabio Gonzalez and Cameron Todd will run now back into P5. They're not too bad, but definitely not ideal. The gap at the front now out to 6 seconds after the moment with Vayanuz and Desmond Hallam. Andrew Wren, Corey Osborne continuing their battle. It's actually got Liam Collins around at the hairpin. Didn't see that coming. Gonna try and watch now. Flickspin, he's going to go to the grass to do this. Get a replay for Ken of Collins. Coming to the corner. Yeah, coming to the corner a little bit too deep and it's just lost it. That's actually one of the things with these cars, being high downforce type of cars. Once you get to these slower corners, it can get pretty loose. So we just lost the grip on the back of that car. Around and goes Liam Collins. Actually, Corey Osborne in the McLaren class now has gotten around Andrew Wren.
Yeah, he really made advantage of Liam's spin there. I think Andrew Wren had to take to the grass to avoid. See if he can hold on to this draft.
Going to try and get a little bit closer now, though. Otherwise, he's going to lose it. Now, quick update on the top 5 in each individual class. Rob Hartley just before that, he's just had to miss now. It was Groudon. I think that was Nathan Groudon, I think they're in the purple car. Now, go to the replay there. Tell you what, that was mighty close there for the race leader, Rob Hartley. I'll give you a quick update on the top 5 of each individual class, and now Rob Hartley leads the Riley Daytona prototype class. We'll see what the gap is this time by. It's 3.5 seconds, so Steve Vane, who's put on...
Rob's around! In the sand!
There goes that 3 seconds. He's got to try and redo it. He's managed to... Oh, there goes Steve Vainus. Just past Rob Hartley.
Oh, Steve can't believe his luck. As the replay comes up on screen now.
Can have a look. Rob Hartley just dropped some wheels off in the grass on the exit of turn 2. Hit the brakes for 3 and round he goes. Nice little 360 off into the dirt. So the battle is back on now. As I was trying to get to the top 5 rather real quick. Steve Vane, who's now the leader of the Riley class. Rob Hartley back to second after that little spin. Fabio Gonzalez in third. Cameron Todd 4 and Green in P5 for the Rileys. In the McLarens, Christian Harwood is still running a great race up front. Oh, Vainus actually. I'll get to the positions in a second. Vainus now made it. So they got the third lead change for the of this lap, second rather. Definitely on at the moment up here. These Daytona prototype guys are really pushing hard. Gonna go to a replay. It looks like Steve Vainus just got on the grass there on the exit, put the foot down and likely not to spin it. So,
yeah, we'll see if these guys get to settle back into a bit of a rhythm. Oh, Rob on the curb.
Well, after all that, Rob Hartley leads that last lap, comes back around, gets the lead back after his little spin. It's actually helping Fabio Gonzalez just behind. Still about 12 seconds back though. Those two lost quite a bit of time that last lap. So, if I can get through the McLaren top 5 now. Christian Harwood's doing a great job out there, P1. Craig Hunter in second, Jonathan Salani in third after a bit of a bumper car night earlier on the race. Seems to be settled down a bit now and running solidly in P3. Nathan Groudon, who we saw go around at the hairpin a couple laps ago, P4, and Corey Osborne P5 at the moment.
Yeah, we've got Steve right in the draft now, Rob Hartley. See if these guys can get back into a bit of a rhythm. Really closes up on the draft.
The last lap was a bit scrappy for those fellas, so Steve closing up again. Doesn't want to make another mistake like he did last time.
Big gain on that lap for Steve. 4 thousandths of a second.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They're on the limit out there through 2. Close right up to this little tight section. He'll try this again, I reckon. Watch him try to go for the straight exit. No, he doesn't this time.
I tell you what, it must be a bit hard for Steve in the draft to Rob. I mean, you do lose a little bit of front end grip going through these turns without any air, fresh air on the front of the car. But he's doing a great job on the brakes.
Steve Vainus gets so close there. Coming now down to the hairpin. Needs to try and close the gap. A couple of McLarens up ahead, I think it is.
That's incredible how much Steve pulls in.
Yeah, he's definitely got on the brakes now. He's close enough in this draft now too, obviously, to make a move, I think, down at turn 1. He's got a good run off there out of the hairpin. Watch him now. Watch Rob run this white line, I think, if Steve can get close enough. Yeah, Rob runs that white line, Steve pulls out of the draft. Rob will start to creep up here. Steve will try around the outside again. He's doing it again. No, he's managed to pull it up this time though. I'll tell you what, I was having shades of a couple laps ago when he went firing off there at turn 1.
Yeah, that did look awfully familiar, but Rob leaves some extra room for Steve and everyone gets through there safely.
Hearing reports that Craig Hunter might have had a moment and lost a lot of time. He's lost a lot of time trying to see if there's actually on his last lap was a 1 minute 23.6, so maybe a spin or an off there for Craig Hunter.
He's struggling on the brakes and he's off again. He's looped it round. And Jonathan Salini will not believe his luck.
That's actually, he lost it at turn 1 on the previous lap, so he's lost it again. He's going to have to watch out. Salhani now right beside him. Perfect timing there.
Yeah, we'll pull into the draft nicely, get a bit of a tow, and hopefully make a move into turn 1.
And look at this, they're going to, you got the leaders right behind him there, so they're going to stay high. Driving by the McLarens, and Craig Hunter's actually going to lead the door open. Oh! Salhani, watch out for
contact!
Oh, contact! Hunter's in the wall! Hunter's in the wall there!
An unfortunate victim in that little incident.
Looking now, see if we can get a replay. Like, Jonathan Salhani pulls out of the draft, moves down, I think, and then you've got Steve Vainus who comes through as well, pushes up the track a bit as Salhani comes down, then Salhani flies up into Craig Hunter, so like Craig Hunter's race might actually be over there. He hit that wall very hard.
Yeah, got plenty of damage there on the right-hand side of the car.
One thing you have to ask is how is Salhani still going? He's running to about half the cars in this race, and he's still out there running in P2. And Christopher Green's gone around. Our 5th place car in the Riley has gone around down there at turn 2. Watch the rejoin here. He's managed to wait there. Oh, we actually got another car behind him. It's Desmond Hallam in the McLaren class. As Green gets going, Hallam just comes through and tank slappers through the gravel.
Oh, so much action. It's been non-stop for about nearly 40 minutes now.
And looking at Jonathan Salhani, he's actually going really slow on the track at the moment, so maybe he's got a few dramas. He's actually going really slow. Not sure what's happened there. He's back up to speed again.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a technical issue there, maybe with his pedals.
But he did have dramas a few weeks ago with them, I heard. So maybe there's something going on.
I tell you what, Jonathan Salini, he's a highlight reel to himself. That bloke, he's having a very interesting little drive this afternoon.
Yeah, an interesting night for Jonathan there. Maybe not the one he wants, but it's made it exciting up here in the commentary box. Not sure if he's got a cut track coming on the oval or if he's had a drama, but
yeah, we're just still trying to work out what actually happened there. The battle for the lead, though, for the DPs, really still close.
As they come to the line this time,
really pulled in that lap.
Come to the line this time by. There's going to be about just over 10 minutes to go. I'll give you the official score timing when they cross the line. Robert Hartley now comes across, registers at 39 minutes 10 seconds. So there will be just over 10 minutes to go now in this race.
Steve Vainus, extremely good in the turn 2. Really pulled in a lot on Rob Hartley there. Must have been 4 or 5 car lengths.
Nice battle now forming in the McLaren class between Nathan Brown and Corey Osborne.
Yeah, P3, P4 in class.
Yeah, the Bits Racing McLaren, then number 7 of Osborne, closing up on Brown. This is for the final podium position in the McLarens.
Brown just missing his apex there in turn 1, turn 2. Corey driving extremely smooth.
Got Forbes and Arnold at the moment. Battle out there on track. A bit further down, about 6th or 7th in the McLaren class.
Good thing about the McLarens and the DPs, you get battles all the way through from first to last. Everyone in their own little battle.
Oh, I've had a big moment actually. You got Nathan Grounds gone around. I'm not sure if there's been anyone else involved in that one. I just caught it. It's actually, see if we get a replay. Oh, he's actually collected Corey Osborne. Big air. Big air for the Bits Racing McLaren. Grounds come out of the hairpin, got it sideways, overcorrected, and straight into the door there of Osborne, who then big air into the fence, backs the McLaren into the wall.
Yeah, that could be a race ender for both of them, I'm afraid.
And what about Andrew Rand? That has been perfect for Andrew. Now takes the 3rd place, the final podium spot now.
It's absolute gift.
Osborne's still going there. A bit of damage though with the McLaren.
Oh, Steve for the lead in the DPs.
Oh, he's off turn 1. Sorry, I wasn't keeping an eye on that one. He's got out of control at turn 1 again. That's like the 3rd time he's done that in this race.
Well, no one can say he's not trying his hardest, that's for sure.
Yeah. In the middle of trying to lap. A couple of DPs there.
Nearly made contact with Hartley there.
Rob Hartley got a nice little lead again. Well, last time we said that he made a mistake down at turn 2, so...
Yeah, let's not jinx not jinx the bloke, that's for sure. Not our intentions, Rob, if you watch this later, mate. Not our intentions at all.
We've actually got a car way off. It's Kevin O'Brien, who I think might have thought we were still running the oval course there for a minute.
Yeah,
way off down at turn 1.
With such a long circuit, such a long back straight with an oval, I mean, it's hard to get your concentration back in gear for turn 1, 2 and 3.
David Arnold's on wide, turn 1. We can go to a replay. It's like, oh, David Arnold in turn 2. Look at that, he's broken massively deep and just collected the back of Chris Forbes there, sending them both around into the gravel.
Forbes will not be happy with that move.
Arnold did redress the situation though.
Yeah, completely unintentional, unfortunately, from Arnold.
Fabio Gonzalez now running P3, 14 seconds off the lead. Doing a good job out there in the Rileys at the moment.
Yeah, international driver, really showing some skill.
Throughout the pack now. Starting to spread out a little bit in the closing minutes. Steve Aiden, who's still having dramas down at turn 2. But,
Rob, yeah. Oh, sorry, Corey.
So we've got just over 5 minutes to go now. The gap is 5.224 seconds. So unless Rob makes a mistake, and Steve's actually slow off the corner.
Yeah, I think maybe Steve's tyres are starting to let him down now.
He definitely did push hard there early on. So the battle continuing now between Chris Forbes and David Arnold after their big moment down at turn 1. Quite a high did not finish rate so far this race compared to the previous rounds. We've got Reece Gardner, Lyle Wright, Michael Sullivan, Wayne Burke, Chris Pence, and John O'Barrow is back out there now with the damage, but he's 11 laps down. Chris Osborne 7 laps down, Craig Hunter 7 laps down, Nathan Groudon 5 laps down, Kevin O'Brien 4 laps down, so quite a high attrition rate this one.
Yeah, a lot of damage. I mean, it's a very, very tricky little circuit. Very technical parts and very fast and flowing, so unfortunately if you haven't done a lot of practice here, you will probably pay the price come race time. David Arnold running very deep into turn 2, doing his absolute darndest to try and catch Chris Forbes, who's running in 5th place in
Clock
class.
is winding down now, less than 5 minutes to go.
Just Rob Hartley now out to a 6.5 second lead over Fabio Gonzalez.
Going on board with Rob Hartley here. A quick look around the circuit. Tries to get a nice run through here. Got to try and stay to the left now and get a good run here, good line for the right-hander and get the power down nice and early. Plenty of room out here to play with. Coming up on the back of McLaren in a minute, but now you've got to break deep into this double right-hander up here. Nice bit of road this one though. You get through this corner here and then you can really just get on the gas and smash it through this right-hander. This is one of my favourite corners. Got to watch heading around a room as he gets very out there on the edge.
In the early laps there, you can really go through that full throttle without too much of a problem.
On here though, a tight hairpin leading onto the oval now where he's going to be flat stick for the best part of half a lap now.
Back onto the high-speed oval. Turns 3 and 4 for the NASCARs, but 9 and 10 for us in the GTs.
Yeah, got a nice battle at the moment. Christopher Osborne and Liam Collins. Christopher Osborne rather is a few laps down. Christopher Green just behind them. A few dramas tonight back in P5. Was running well in P3 earlier in the race, but a few mistakes saw him further down the pack now. Oh, we're doing a great job out there. Haven't spoken much about him tonight. Leading the McLaren class quite convincingly at the moment, as well as he comes through turn 2. We've got Jonathan Solhani still only coming out of 3 and 4 on the oval.
Yeah, well, he's done well though to come out finishing in second place. Sorry, running in second place at the moment.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that that Red Bull car's still going at the moment. Actually, that had involved in a few incidents tonight. One that he raced he might not be so proud of, but that's racing sometimes.
Yeah, that's right.
The Red Bull McLaren passes the Red Bull Riley right there.
Yeah, the sponsors will be loving that one.
Now going to go on board with Christian Elwood, the McLaren leader, much like we did with Riley leader earlier on in the race. If you have a quick look here, when we come up to turn 1, look to the right hand side, you'll notice the grass sort of sticks out here on the exit. Right there. It sort of comes at you when you're on the braking limit through there. So it just comes at you very, very fast. Yeah, nice run through here. Lots of grip in the McLaren, so this part of the track's not too bad. Gets back on the gas, uses the exit curve. Runs right out wide. I can imagine this part of the track will be a lot of fun in the McLaren as well. Turn it in, get it back on the gas. Right out to the exit curve. Keep into it, use that exit curve as well.
Oh, one thing we haven't noticed though is Steve Vanos down to 4th place in the prototypes.
We've missed that, not sure what's happened.
Fabio Gonzalez taking huge advantage into P2, and Cameron Todd into P3.
Sorry about missing that one there, guys. Look, he's actually made a pit stop. Not sure what the problem is, if he's managed to make contact with something or...
Maybe not put enough fuel in for the race.
Maybe. He's coming down the pit lane, he's coming out a minute behind race leader Rob Hartley.
And this will probably be the last lap as well, guys.
Yeah, I was about to mention, speaking of Rob Hartley, he's going to come round now and take the checkered flag, I believe.
He's got 3 corners to go.
Comes now onto the oval for the final time.
Gets a good drive out of there. I mean, he's got 15 seconds to play with in the last 2 corners.
I believe this will be, as we said, take the checkered flag. Caught up there back with the McLaren for a little bit. Hartley comes around the final corner. This will be the checkered flag. Comes to the line. Rob Hartley picks up a win in Miami at Homestead. Miami Speedway. Great drive tonight from Rob Hartley. Had good battles with Christopher Osborne and Steve Vanos, who succumbed to sort of incidents throughout the race.
He will be absolutely over the moon there, Rob. Great result for him.
taken a 14-second lead over Fabio Gonzalez. Great job. Starting at a P4 to come home in second, and Cameron Todd, we didn't really speak much about him tonight, but he come home in P3.
As the McLaren leader crosses the line, Christian Arwood takes the victory in the McLaren.
Great drive tonight by Christian. Another drive we didn't speak much about tonight. Just sort of went out there and just had a gap from the start. So great job tonight. Actually started out a P2 though, so he got a good jump. John Salhani will come home in second. Surprisingly, actually, that car's out there still running. He'll come around.
He'll take it. He'll take it, I suppose. As you would.
Yeah, definitely. He comes around the bangs to the line. John Solani comes to second. Andrew Randall will come home in P3. Fair bit of drama in the McLarens tonight.
Fairly quiet little ride there from Andrew Wren.
Well, the cars have crossed the line.
Didn't really sneakily notice him, Andrew Wren. Very quiet race. And you kept the car clean and come home in third. Well, Corey, what an awesome race that was.
Yeah, Homestead Miami always puts on a good race, so it's one of my personal favourites. I'm so glad to be back here. Unfortunately, you know, I love the commentary box, but I'd love to be out there. I'm a big fan of this track, and it's, like I said, good to be back. But yeah, it was definitely a great race. We're going to have a quick look at the results now. Rob Hartley took the win in the Riley class by 14 seconds over Fabio Gonzalez. Cameron Todd P3. News in 4 after a late race pit stop. Shane Beaumont, a guy I don't think I spoke about other than the grid tonight. P5, solid job there by Shane. Christopher Green in P6, John King 7, Liam Collins in 8, Kevin O'Brien in 9th, Christopher Osborne, the early race leader, P10, John O'Barry in 11th, Chris Pence 12, and Lyle Wright rounds out the 13 cars in the Riley class.
We've got the McLaren finishes. We've got Christian Arwood taking out a great win. Jonathan Solani in second place, Andrew Wren in third. Desmond Hallen puts a solid position in P4. Chris Forbes in fifth. David Arnold in sixth. Chris Osborne 7. Nathan Groudon 8. Craig Hunter 9. Wayne Burke in 10. Michael Sullivan in 11. And Reece Gardner rounds out the 25-car grid. Unfortunately, a few DNFs there tonight, but we saw some great racing.
Yeah, great racing tonight. I'm really looking forward to next week. We headed to Brazil in the famous Sao Paulo Interlagos circuit. That's going to be a cracker and lots of action going into turn 1. You have to think. That's
right. Us V8 boys get to have a bit of a run on it on Sunday and Monday night. So we get to get a good test out before the Grand Dams head there.
So thanks everyone for joining us tonight. Thanks Matthew Hill, mate, for joining me yet again in the commentary box. It's been a pleasure having you.
No, it's always great to be here. I mean, when the racing's that good, it's really is an honour.
And also a big thanks out to all our sponsors, Track Racer, a functional work of art, the all-new V8s Online Superstore for all your sim needs, and of course Direct Clutch Services, Extreme Sim Gear, and the V8 Supercar Fan Group. Until Monday night, you've been watching V8sonline.com.